Hello everyone. There is often a question about the simulator called wheel and how useful it is for practicing the correct trajectory of movement when performing a topspin. Before I go further, I'll note that as a video accompaniment to this topic, I've posted a video material about a robot for table tennis. This is not the wheel simulator. The robot has a different function. Watch this video to the end to forever understand this topic and avoid making serious mistakes that will badly affect your game for a long time. So, the wheel simulator and the correct topspin trajectory. Let's imagine that we take the steering wheel from a car, sit on the couch, and start to practice the correct trajectory of driving the car with the steering wheel. We practice while sitting on the couch. But what about the road? On the road, you need to look at the cars in front, behind, and to the side. You need to look at the road. Where are the potholes? What signs are there? There are many things to look out for on the road. And there is no one correct trajectory for driving a car. There is the ability to drive a car in road conditions among other cars, taking into account the road surface. And it can vary. Sometimes it's asphalt, sometimes dirt, it can be wet from rain or snow and ice. Either you have the ability to drive a car, or you don't. It's much more complicated than just the trajectory of movement or the ability to turn the wheel. The same goes for topspin in the game. It doesn't have a specific correct trajectory because in reality there is no ball that always hangs in front of us in the same ideal position, and we hit it with the perfect correct technique. We swung the racket and a great topspin flew. No, all balls are different. They have different speeds, accelerations, rotations, heights, flight directions, and bounce off the table at different angles. We stand in different positions and at different distances from the table. In general, each time there are many different parameters. Each ball that comes to us is different from the previous one. Therefore, there is no one correct trajectory for performing a topspin. The trajectory is always different. It should be such that the topspin hits the table. It always needs to be adjusted for a specific ball. This is the first point. By the way, right now, like this video and click on the channel subscription. Come on, friends, don't be lazy, make these 2 heroic clicks. Secondly, the trajectory of the racket's movement is not the only characteristic of a topspin. In addition to the trajectory, there is also the point from which the swing is made. It can be higher, lower, further, closer, at such an angle, at a different angle. In addition to the trajectory of the hand movement, there is also the parameter of how fast it is moving. When and at what point should an additional movement with the wrist or forearm be made? Somewhere, stiffness needs to be added during the impact on the ball, and somewhere, it needs to be softened. Therefore, instead of the correct trajectory of hand movement in a topspin, there is the skill of making a topspin. It consists of adjusting all these parameters of hand movement and other body links to the parameters of the incoming ball. And each topspin is made up of this multitude of parameters. And if we can adjust our body to these new parameters and hit the table with a topspin, that is the skill of making a topspin. And if you have a certain trajectory, it will be like broken clocks that show the correct time twice a day. That is, sometimes a ball will arrive for which your ideal trajectory is suitable. And then the ball will hit the table. In other cases, it will fly past. This can be seen in the hall. There are tennis players who have set a goal to train the perfectly correct trajectory of movement when performing a topspin. They train day and night and finally achieved the desired result. And they simply cannot make topspin differently. And therefore, during training with the balls they are accustomed to, they hit the table well with their perfectly correct trajectory. But when they play against players who are different from what they are used to, they make their perfectly correct topspin and hit the table once in 10 times. Because the balls fly differently, and they cannot adjust. They have learned to make topspin well at the same ball, but this is only possible on the training ground. In reality, this is not the case. In real table tennis, the same ball can only be used for warm-up diagonally. Why do people expect to do a good topspin if they learn to make the perfect topspin path? This is absurd. Perfectly correct trajectories needed in artistic gymnastics with a stick and ribbon. It is in synchronized swimming, shot put, or playing the violin on the stage of the Brooklyn Opera and Ballet Theatre. In such sports, there is a standard. How and in which direction to turn the arm and how to swing the right leg so that the left leg is 10 centimeters higher than the right arm 2 seconds after throwing the ribbon up. If you managed to swing perfectly correctly, you got 100 points. Well done, you are an Olympic champion. And if you deviated from the standard by half a millimeter, you lost. Go train more. And in table tennis, the situation is the opposite. You need to be able to adjust your movement to a specific ball. Then you will be able to hit the ball on the table. If you can't adjust your movement to the ball, you will not hit it with the racket, you will miss the table. So when you train on the wheel simulator, remember this. You are not only training the movement, but also getting used to swinging at the same ball. And you don't learn to move, you don't learn to adjust to the ball, you don't learn to give it different spins. And that's bad. So if you aim to use the simulator to practice topspin, it's better to use a robot. It will really be helpful. And if you need anything from table tennis products, come to our store TT Maximum. We will be happy to offer you our selected rubbers, blades, robots, and so on.